watching the startup video on the XP20 series of digital cameras from Fujifilm. These are shockproof, waterproof, dustproof, freeze-proof cameras for 2011. I have here with me, of course, the blue. It comes in green, the orange, and also the black. So this video is going to show you how to get started with this camera for the very first time. Of course, the camera includes rechargeable lithium batteries, the NP45 batteries, so we highly recommend you charge the batteries prior to using the cameras for the very first time. It does come with a little external wall charger that you can plug separately. Okay, so I have this battery fully charged. Let's see if we can get this camera up and running for the very first time. If we take a look at the side of the camera, this is where the battery latch is. Okay, this is a sealed camera, so that once I have this properly sealed and completely shut, I can take this camera underwater and take photos and videos. I can basically take it anywhere and not have to worry about dust, sand, dirt, anything getting into the camera itself. So to open up the battery cover, again, you have a little slider here. We can slide it towards me, I guess. It flips open, and there's actually rubber seals around this area as well as down here as well, so that prevents water and dust and dirt from getting into the camera. Okay. Of course, this other switch is where the USB connector is, so we don't need that for today. First things first, let's insert the batteries into the camera. You can notice little diagram. If I match the orange stripe with the orange stripes in there, and I know the contacts are going into the camera, that is the proper way of inserting the batteries into the camera. It clips in place. As you can see, there's a little clip there, and so that the battery does not come out. If I want to eject the batteries, I can push that, and now the batteries are now going to slide out for me. So I'm going to put that back in again, and it clips in place. Now, secondly, of course, is that the camera uses an SD card. I have here with me a 2 GB SD card. It also supports SDHC cards, which are the higher capacity cards above 2 GB. We highly recommend, if you're planning to do HD videos with these cameras, to use a Class 4 card. Otherwise, you may have issues recording HD video. Let's insert this card in for demonstration purposes. So what I want to do is I want to match the card to go in, basically the contact to face the back of the camera. So if you're going in this way, it's incorrect. If you're going in this way, this is the correct way. I'm going to insert it right now. There we go. Oops. It's spring-loaded, so if I push it all the way, it clips in place. If I want to eject that card, I can push all the way in. You hear click, and it pops open again, and I can take that card out. So that's how you sort of eject and insert the SD card. So here's the thing. This is a waterproof, shockproof camera. This is very important. When you close this door, you want to make sure that, as you can see, the color shows orange right here. That means it's not fully closed. Make sure you close it completely. And just to be sure, I push this to the right to make sure that it's clipped in place. Once it's clipped in place, you're good to go to take this camera underwater. So let's do that and turn the camera on for the very first time. So 2 ways of turning on the camera. You can push the playback button on the camera by holding this button down, or you can turn on the on and off switch, which is a standard way of doing that. So I'm going to do that. Oops, gotta hold it down. Now, if this is the very first time you turn the camera on, it's going to come up with a quick little mini setup. It's selecting the language, the date and time. I'm going to select English here. Now, it didn't ask me for the date and time, is because I already turned this camera on before. Okay, but it's pretty simple of changing those date and time. Now, first thing you see, of course, is a screen. It tells me I have 548 shots available on my SD card. My batteries are fully charged. It's on scene recognition auto. Now that's basically the automatic scene mode that switches between macro focus and landscape and portrait and whatsoever. If I want to change that, I can push the menu OK button and select shooting modes. Using the directional pad, I can select the different shooting modes: natural light and flash, portrait, and there's tons of other shooting modes on this camera as well. I'm just going to bring it right back down to the scene recognition auto, telling me it selects optimal camera settings for certain models, for certain modes. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to push back just to get out of that screen. So that's the playback button, sorry. Let me push the shooting button to get back to shooting. So how do you take a picture? Well, here's where the shutter button is. You have the on and off switch, you got the shutter button. If I want to take a photo, I just push it down, it takes the photo. Okay? Now, ideally, when you take a photo, you want to pre-focus. So what that means is you want to push the button halfway down until the camera gets it locked, so it did, and push all the way down to take the picture. Again, halfway down and all the way down to take the picture. Now, if I want to zoom in on the subject, the camera does have now a 5x zoom. It's image stabilized. So to zoom in, here's where the zoom controls are. Wide angle telephoto, it's a little slider. If I slide it to the right, zooms in. Slide it to the left, it zooms out. And as you can see, when I zoom in, zoom out, the lens does not extend. It's because it has basically an internal zoom lens. So light goes through the lens, gets reflected from a prism, and the zoom is actually moving up and down here, and the sensor is actually located at the bottom of this camera. So that's how that works, okay? So let's zoom back out, take a photo. Should have pre-focus. There we go. Zoom back in. I'm going to take a snapshot by pre-focusing. There we go. Take a picture. I'm going to take a close-up macro shot. Take that picture. There we go. There we go. Okay, so I took a bunch of pictures. Let's play back the images. You can push the playback button on the bottom here. And it shows me my pretty poor picture. I took too close with flash, kind of washed out. Don't really like that picture bit. Let's navigate through the various pictures by pushing left or right. I can go through all the images I've taken. Okay, now if I don't like this picture, of course, it's a digital camera, I can delete it. There's a quick delete button right here, pushing up. It says erase OK. I'm going to push up, OK. And that image is now gone. Okay. I don't like that image either. I can push up, push OK, and delete that picture. And that's how you delete pictures one by one. Now if you want to delete all images, you can go into the menu, select erase, and now I have 3 different options. I can delete the current picture I see. I can select images, or I can delete all images on the camera. Let's do a select. So I'm going to do that. It comes up with a small little display of all the images on my camera. I only took 4 so far. And I don't like that picture. I'm going to select that. And I don't like this picture. I'm going to select that by pushing menu OK. Then I can push the back display button. And it tells me I have 2 selected. Is it OK to erase? Yes. So I'm going to push OK to erase that image. And those 2 images I selected are gone. So that's just a quick tour on the XP20 on how to get started for the very first time.